Who wants to talk? Who wants to, as we're walking to the mayor's residence, who wants to take point, as it were?
Well,
like on a social standpoint?
Yeah. Do we let him know what we're here for?
That's a good question.
We should keep the king's wishes for our purpose here as subtle as possible. So maybe ask what the mayor knows of what's going north, but let's not reveal our intent beyond the fact that we have a client asked us to look into something.
I've got a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we only reveal a tiny bit, only part of the truth. The truth where we need to hire a cartographer to check out this area.
Yes.
So that's our reason for being here.
We're just here to survey the area.
Cartographer thing.
It's part of what we're here for. Yes, we're here to survey the area. We are,
we have been hired to survey the area. That is all we need to share.
For whether we say interested parties or like things like that, we are adventurers here to hire a cartographer to take with us whom we can protect and to help us make maps and more understanding of the area for others of our kind.
I would also suggest we all look as bored as possible when we speak to the mayor.
Yeah, this is a pretty boring place.
We want him to believe. We do not want to pique his interest beyond what's necessary.
No, we don't want to do this. We're just being made to do this.
So we are hired.
So as you're talking and discussing how you're going to approach this, you make your way towards the mayor's house. It's easily visible. It's the largest house in town because, of course, he's the mayor. And you find him, I suppose, at I was going to say at breakfast, but that would be very rude. So I will say just after they have finished breakfast. And they have an honest-to-God butler, a not dead one, let you into the sitting room.
Feeling really attacked right now.
And
not to say, like, they don't know what true luxury is.
Do not discriminate against the pulmonarily deficient.
And
the muscle and skin deficient too.
The mayor comes in with his wife. We've got a wonderful visual for the wife here. And what we already said that the mayor's going to have kind of a snooty accent, but he'll come in and he'll take one look at you. A bunch of obviously adventurers in a mining town, and says, "Oh, why, I'm so glad that you're here. You're clearly here to help me to deal with this orc problem, yes? I am so glad. I see," and he starts talking to Calder as the most obviously dangerous of the group with his horns and eyes. And he says, "I am so glad that we could have adventurers of your caliber. That is what you're here for, right?"
Darling, that's racist.
I asked you not to embarrass me in front of guests.
That's racist.
Please don't embarrass yourself, my dear.
I'm just going to be...
Why don't you introduce yourself so we know a little bit more about you?
Casually showing off the signet ring.
Yeah, we all have...
We all like as one. We lift our signet rings.
Suddenly, we're like, oh, this is a gathering of extraordinarily higher pay grade folks than the mayor of this tiny mining town. Is basically what we're seeing here.
Is
this an inspection?
Yes.
Nothing so formal yet.
It is now.
Sorry, that laugh is not in character. I just can't stop it. It's just bored.
Suffice to say, we are interested in the area.
Very, very well. Get some refreshments to the butler who takes
He's
off.
already out, dear. Do pay attention. Please, have a seat. Have you eaten?
Yes, please come in. Please come in.
And your name again, sir?
I am Sir Miles Berwick, male human noble,
Right.
according to my
Mr.
stat
Barris.
block.
Very well, Mr. Barris. We are curious as to we are interested in this area, and we're wondering if you what you could tell us of this region. There's apparently an orc problem.
Yes. Yes, my workers have been in a great deal of danger lately, and it's been a very, very difficult problem. I've tried hiring mercenaries, but so far they either come back in pieces or don't come back at all.
It's a
The
shame.
funeral expenses have gotten excessive.
I'm offering
Is the problem with the mercenaries one of quantity or quality?
quality. We don't often get, well, those who are willing to travel all the way out here, and he kind of glances all over at all of you, often are not here to visit our little town.
I mean, technically,
We're
we're not
called
here to visit your
backwater
little
here.
town, but we're not here to visit your little town.
So tell me,
Delightfully vague. I like you.
so if there's an orc problem and you apparently cannot afford to solve it, what do you intend to do about it?
I, as of a week ago, put a 25 gold piece bounty on any orc that is slain in this vicinity, which can be proven by bringing the right hand of the orc back to here.
The right hand. And how
I
many orcs do you...
suggested the head, but, well...
Hands are smaller. And the right hand specifically, so that folks don't try to double dip with both hands.
I see. And has anyone managed to claim any aspect of this bounty?
Oh, yes. We've had some small minor successes, but nothing that has managed to slow down the danger to my workers.
And one can assume that you do not anticipate the bounty itself to be overwhelming to your coffers. If you are offering so generous a bounty, you cannot expect to pay more than a couple of dozen orc hands.
This is well worth my while. The amount of money that I'm losing in production, not to mention the bereavement of the families, is far in excess of what I will pay you unless there are thousands of them. And if there are, then I suspect that we're all dead anyway.
I see.
Do you not
Do you have
sort of
any
guard?
information? I was going to ask, do you have any indication of where these orcs are?
To the north.
And Laura, you had a question?
Yeah, do you have any sort of, like, a guard at all?
We could muster a militia if we were under a true attack, but when it comes to actual guards, yes, we have a sergeant at arms, and he maintains a very small guard patrol, but around here it's really just animal attacks and the occasional drunk. We don't need a full military force here.
So, you said to the north. That brings us to why we're here.
To kill orcs.
Are here to hire a
Let them finish
photographer
here.
and learn more about the north.
God, the fucking cartographer. It's not. You don't need to hire a fucking cartographer.
And in any event, if you wish to hire a map maker, you can do so at whatever building that we sent Charlotte to last time, which I forget.
The accountant's office.
The accountant's office, yes. They will happily be able to furnish you with such if you wish to hire one.
Yes, but what I'm saying is the orcs makes this a little bit more dangerous than we originally thought.
Yes, it makes our job much more dangerous than we originally thought as well. I see we're on the same page.
Certainly, certainly.
So what
Can
you're saying
I-
is you need. Yeah.
Can I insight check this guy?
Sure. Go ahead and roll that. That looks like a 15 to me. Oops,
Does
that's not
he-
the right one. Although that did actually work kind of okay, but anyway.
Does he seem like he really thinks we're here for the orcs? Is he very convinced of that fact, or is he trying to convince us of the fact?
With a 15, you get the idea that he does not care why you're there. He just wants you to get rid of the orcs.
So he's trying to convince us that
Yeah.
orcs is what I would
Yeah.
pay for. Yeah,
He's
okay.
he's totally like he does. You do not get the idea, having gone through and talked to folks in this town, you do not get the idea that they are curious as to what's to the north. They have a job to do. The mapping they need to do is within the hills, not outside of them. So they don't exhibit any curiosity whatsoever in what lies north of their town, other than orcs.
Have the orcs exhibited any indications of their presence, their why or reasons?
We suspect they've set up an encampment of some sort because they are stealing supplies in excess of the numbers that we have physically seen. They are taking more food than would be necessary for just the orcs that we've actually encountered.
When did
I
the orcs
see.
show up?
They've always been a problem. What do you think, dear? When did it start getting really bad?
It started getting a little bit more than we could handle about a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was, when
Yes.
we had the first attack on the. Oh, I can never remember the name of that restaurant. I never eat there.
We had a string of attacks specifically on supply lines over the past couple of weeks. But I mean, orcs have always been an issue. When you're a small settlement in the middle of nowhere, you're always going to have to deal with the sort.
And they feel that they must attack rather than trade, which probably means they're new to the region.
Well, I will say this much. If they continue interfering with these supply lines, not only will we have starving workers, but I will be out of embroidery thread. And I've also told my husband that if I'm out of embroidery thread, that's grounds for divorce.
There's a loud popping sound as Calder's clenched fist pops a knuckle. Just the...
If being out of embroidery thread is the only thing that you need to divorce him, just divorce him.
I've heard of marriages
Regardless of
hanging
what
by...
I'm
Blink,
doing.
blink, blink.
Charlotte is keeping a straight face.
I will mutter. It is like the elves say, and I will say something in Elvish. I'm banking that probably neither of them react to it.
They have no idea what you just said.
What
Cool.
do you fucking say in Elvish?
In Elvish,
Yeah,
I
'cause
say
we all know Elvish.
As everyone here speaks Elvish, I say I've heard of marriages hanging on by a thread. This is ridiculous.
It's really
No,
dusty
yeah, but-
here, isn't it?
But
It is a
literally,
bit.
Laura's gonna look at these two and go, seriously though. If he's not doing it for you, fucking leave. There's no reason to stay.
Well, it's been nice speaking with all of you. My butler will go ahead and escort you out.
I will then. I will rise as if I own the joint, and we'll just turn and start my departure.
Phenomenal.
These people do not. It's like cool. I know exactly where I stand with these people. Very high above them.
Yes,
Moving
yes,
on.
you do. Although it is important to note that again, with your insight check, it is clear these two do take the lives of their workers seriously, and they do actually, like, underneath their kind of, underneath that exploitative sort of air that a lot of managers get, you can tell they actually do care about their workers as well as their own paltry, pithy reputations.
Yeah, but
and to be quite frank, the comments about the embroidery thread being grounds for divorce, she was only half thinking.
Calder decided to take it literally because we're literally talking about, like, the deaths of your workers, the raids on supplies, threatening the lives of the lives via starvation of the entire village. But my embroidery thread matters to me.
The joke didn't land.
Just
on the way out.
Yeah.
On the way out, Laura's gonna look back in at the wife, and basically say, if the only thing that you're trying to add to a conversation is a dig at your husband subtly, maybe you should think about trying higher politic and not this dinky ass town. There are better places for that. And talking to a group of people who are so far above your station, that is bullshit and a really dumb idea.
Are you still walking as you're talking? Like, are you getting louder and louder as you're walking?
Back in the room.
Oh, okay.
And another thing.
And with that,
Laura is exactly fed up to hear with court-ish politics. And the fact that this is a backwater ass town and this lady desperately wants to do court-ish politics is bullshit, and she doesn't need that stuff.
Charlotte's trying to pull Laura's arm at the end of her scene. Come on.
Calder seems identically upset at his entire situation. It's the closest that he and Laura have come to bonding at this point. Just that.
Laura is just swearing in Sylvan.
As we leave, I look at each other. We're can you believe these fucking people?
Okay, friends. We are going to go ahead and first off.
Well, I'm glad you two led the conversation.
It was either I needed to get out of there because
oh god, I feel gross.
He was not going to enjoy the second half of that talk.
You don't look gross. So we are going to go ahead and take our break, friends. Renee, thank you so very much for being here. We all appreciate you so much. Everybody in the chat, say thank you to Hedgie. Why don't you go ahead and do your plugs, Renee, really quick, because you won't be with us for the second half of this.
That's correct. So I am over at twitch.tv/HedgieCleric every Saturday from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Pacific. I do craft services, which is basically a stitch and bake with game designers. And that's pretty much it, because the Kickstarter where I was a writer actually wrapped today, and we got through a whole bunch of stretch goals.
Yeah.
Me getting a pay raise. And some of the other shows that I'm on right now are actually currently on hiatus. So
phenomenal.
Come follow me over on my channel. I will probably actually be streaming a little bit after this. So stay here.
If you're
here
still
and watch the show here. But if I'm still streaming, please come on over and say hi.
We'll raid you if you're still up when we're done here.
Sounds good.
Okay, friends, we're gonna go ahead and take a break until 8:10, until 10 after 8, so it'll be a little bit more than 11 minutes from now, and then we're gonna go ahead and actually begin our journey north towards the Forge of Fury. Thank you all very much for being with us so far. Please stick around. There will be some fan art during the break. Most of it is still made by our very own Olivia, but there are one or two pieces that came from you, our viewers, so stick around for that, and we will be back in just a few minutes.